So I haven't really done a lot of videos, if any at all, when I think about it, about Lollipop Chainsaw Repop, right? This game has had a lot of back and forth articles and stories about it, and every time I want to go get to it, I just never have an opportunity or time to actually get to it. And by the time I do, like the opportunity is gone, right? I just have to move on. Well, I'm finally getting to it, and Lollipop Chainsaw Repop has officially launched, okay? The game's not doing that great, all right? I don't really know what the expectations were for this particular game. All I know is that the developers kept touting that the game was not going to be censored, which is huge, okay? 801 players just from 11 hours, definitely more than most modern audience games out there. Anything more than Concord is honestly a success at this point. But still, Lollipop Chainsaw is not looking that great in terms of initial numbers, but of course, we're going to find out whether or not that gets increased, okay? Now, it just came out, so give it a little bit of time, and we'll see where it happens from there. Now, Lollipop Chainsaw is a video game that says it's not going to be censored. It's a highly controversial game, but apparently IGN, it looks like anyway, IGN has decided that they're not going to review Lollipop Chainsaw because, you know, it's too offensive.
Why are you gay?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to games like Lollipop Chainsaw, it's very similar to what we saw with Stellar Blade, right? Where they are so offended by what they're seeing on screen that it becomes an ideological battle over whether or not they should review the video game or just talk shit about it, right? Now, when it comes to IGN, they're kind of taking the neutral ground. They're not exactly going to review the newest game, or at least it doesn't look that way. They're going to rather tell you about their previous review, which, again, why would I care about the previous review for the original game when I would be looking as a customer for a review on the Repop version of the game? But that's neither here nor there, right? Apparently it doesn't matter to IGN, but that's all they're going to do. It looks like they're just going to link to their original review and not review the actual game because this new uncensored game is too controversial for modern day. So let's get into this article from IGN. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Now, the last thing that they've said about Lollipop Chainsaw was from August 6th, okay? That's over a month ago. That's the last thing that they've ever said. They haven't touched the game since, and the game just came out. And again, this is not a huge game, but it's also not a small game either. This is a game with a cult following, okay? A lot of people love the original game, and they're heavily looking forward to this Repop version. And they keep asking them, is it going to be censored? Is it going to be censored? And the developers have been saying, no, we're going to stick to the original vision, and that's what it's going to be. So a lot of people were excited about it who played the original game, but apparently not IGN. Lollipop Chainsaw Repop hasn't suffered another delay and is instead being bumped up nearly 2 weeks to September 12th, 2024, which is officially today at the time of this filming. As reported by Gamatsu, developer Dragami Games confirmed that the change would affect all versions of the game, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and PC in North America, Central and South America, and Europe. The previous release date of September 25th came after another delay out of summer 2024, and before that, 2023. But as of its latest September 12th date, is just 1 month away, it's likely Dragami Games will stick to this one. And they have, because again, the game is officially out. So if you're interested in a game like that, go check it out. Now, if you look here, it says Lollipop Chainsaw Repop is a remake of the original Lollipop Chainsaw, which follows high school cheerleader and zombie hunter descendant Juliet Starling as she fights through the apocalypse with her boyfriend's severed head at her side. Repop is a definitive version of the game which leaves the story unchanged, with the focus on quality of life improvements and additional gameplay content, Dragami Games CEO Yoshima Yasuda said in June. Now, IGN has reviewed remasters before, okay? IGN has reviewed remakes before. There's no reason why they shouldn't at least review at the standard level Lollipop Chainsaw Repop and see if any other changes will change their original score. I think it's extremely disingenuous for them to suddenly not want to review it and then say, oh, well, here's the link to our article. So if you go here, it says the game picked up a cult following, but in a 5 out of 10 review, IGN said that Lollipop Chainsaw doesn't even attempt to differentiate itself from the genre, and most of what it does try in the realm of its characters and writing ultimately ends up taking away from an incredible on-paper action game. You click the review here, and it takes you to their review from 2012, right? So why would you? I don't understand. if you're like Repop is a different game, right? Sure, same story, same elements, same everything, but you can review the game from a graphical level, you can review the game from a mechanics level, you can review it and see if it's gotten any better over with the remastered edition. Like, there is so many different things that you can talk about in an updated review that you're obviously choosing not to do because it's clearly not politically correct enough, right? Because the developers have said that they're not going to censor it, and IGN doesn't want to be caught dead reviewing something like this anymore, right? Something overly misogynistic and sexist and all that stuff. They don't want to do that, right? So they rather go the Dead Rising route. And this is fucking stupid. Why would they link to this? I have no idea. Again, totally different game, remastered version. Why don't you review the actual remastered version? It seems like you are too scared of shout out to Smash JT, the Nose Ring Mafia. You are too scared of the Nose Ring Mafia that you're going to choose to not review a game that just came out. I think that is extremely disingenuous for what is supposed to be a gaming website, right? IGN is supposed to be a website that reviews all games, talks about games and whatnot. And if you're not doing that, especially with a game, this is not an indie game, right? This is not something that is just from some random developer, some no-name. No, this is an actual re-release of a game that has a cult following that you have admitted that they have. So why would you suddenly not want to review the game? There's 683 people playing this right now, and I'm sure the number's probably going to either stagnate a little bit, or maybe it'll hit 1,000, because, again, this is 12 hours ago now. Maybe it'll hit 1,000. I guess we'll see. But 683 players for a game like this is not too terrible, but it's also not that great, ultimately, at the end of the day. I don't know what they spent on remastering this game. I would imagine it's nowhere near as much as actually making a real game, but still. This is a interesting situation coming from IGN. And to be honest with you, I didn't expect much, right? When it comes to IGN, Kotaku, all these mainstream websites, you got to understand at some point their ideology is going to shine through, right? They try to hide it. They try to pretend like they're not biased. And we get that. I get that. You get that. But still, at some point, it's going to shine through. And if they do not do a review on Lollipop Chainsaw Repop, then let it be known they're fucking scared as fuck, okay? They are scared as fuck, and they are trying their best to not review this game. That's how it seems anyway. So we'll see if they end up re-reviewing it at some point in time. Let's see. Did they do an update to this particular? Let's see. This is a review from 2012. It doesn't look like they did any kind of update. They gave it a 5 out of 10, mediocre, whatever. IGN scores really don't matter. Yeah, okay, so they haven't done any update on this particular review talking about Repop. So they didn't even bother editing this review to talk about the new game, let alone actually making a new review for the new game. So it looks like IGN is going to try to ignore it. That's how it seems. Time will tell whether or not that's true. But, considering it's IGN, I really would not be very surprised. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.
You are gay.